Canoopsy here, and this very pink or rose gold phone is the LeEco Le2 Pro, a phone that retails for only $200 US and is very popular outside the US and also has no headphone jack. Is it worth it? Let's check it out. First, the design. For the price, this phone is absolutely insane. It has a rose gold, full aluminum body with a durable glass cover over the front of the phone, and it looks beautiful. Also on the front are light-up capacitive keys on the bottom bezel of the phone that are invisible most of the time. The phone feels nice in the hand and has been very durable during my usage. The buttons feel great, there's a microSD card slot, and an IR blaster at the top of the phone to control your TV. On the back, you're also going to find a super shiny fingerprint scanner that is fairly accurate, but not as fast as the competition, unless you turn on the phone, then scan your finger. Now this is the first recent phone without a headphone jack before the Moto Z, and this basically means adapter city. Fortunately, this phone comes with a USB-C to 3.5mm adapter that only works with this phone but not other USB-C phones. The bottom also appears to have two speakers, but only one is an actual speaker that sounds good and gets fairly loud. Now for the display, it's fairly nice but not the best. It's 5.5 inches and 1080p. The colors are good, it gets pretty bright and looks decent overall, but that's pretty much it. Contrast is weak and viewing angles aren't so good as the display fades quickly, but for most people it should be fine. But if you look close enough, these things are definitely noticeable. Now under the hood, my model has the Snapdragon 652 processor, Adreno 510 GPU, 3GB of RAM, and 32GB of storage. Although, there are higher spec versions, such as the Le2 Pro and flagship Le Max 2, coming with the Helio X20 and Snapdragon 820 respectively, but the pricing does jump a bit for the Le Max 2 as it is more of a flagship phone and it has more additions. And for an even more affordable standard Le2, you can take some more money off for the 16GB model, links down below. The phone performs great with these specs in daily use and for intensive things like gaming and multitasking. Sometimes it does stutter a bit and parts of the software make it seem to be a bit laggy, but most of the time it's a very fast phone. It also does get a bit warm, but nothing really noticeable either. Now for the battery, it's 3000 mAh and you can expect around a day and a half of usage. I haven't gotten the best battery life and it seems to drain pretty quickly for me, just doing things like social media and photography, but this could just be my unit. And when it does die, you charge it with the USB-C cable and quick charge 3 wall charger, getting you to 100% in about an hour or so. Getting to the software, things get a bit weird here. It runs Android 6.0.1 and has LeEco's EUI skin on top. It's still like Android but has many changes. First, there's no app drawer, but this is common amongst most Asian phones like this. You can also expect tons of apps and bloat apps, and without an app drawer it may be hard to find a place for them. Next, the normal app switcher is replaced with this, a sort of iOS style control center with quick toggles, brightness, playback controls, and multitask windows. Very different, but works well I guess. Icons look a bit strange in some cases and you can extensively theme and customize the look of the software or just slap on the Google Now launcher, which always looks great. There's also some very thoughtful things too, like swiping down anywhere to show notifications. Or, when you're typing in your password, the phone automatically knows which hand you're using, moving the keypad over. The look inside apps is very nice too, but looks awfully similar to iOS, and in some cases, I forgot which phone I was even using. I'm obviously joking, but anyways, the software is very unique and may be hard to get used to unless you don't mind learning or experimenting. Lastly, the cameras. The phone has an 8-megapixel front-facing camera that takes some pretty weak shots, but good enough for the quick picture. The rear camera is 16 megapixels and is kind of a mixed bag. Shots outdoors or in bright light are good with nice sharpness and sometimes a decent depth of field. But for issues, lots of shots turn out of focus, colors are usually pretty faded, and in low lights, the shots just basically fall apart. The phone does shoot 4K video that looks alright, but stabilization is pretty horrible. To conclude, it's a pretty good overall phone for the price. Like the design, the build, the features, it's really great for only $200. It's not perfect, but for the price, it's a great overall budget flagship option. To buy one for yourself, links in the description down below, with free shipping. Now, before we say goodbye, the smartwatch I've been wearing throughout this video is the very unique TicWatch, and I did a review on it. Unfortunately, it was very limited in its availability, but now the new and improved TicWatch 2 is on its way for a super affordable price and even more affordable if you get the early bird offer. The early bird offer will be around $100 or so it's a really great deal. For more info and to stay updated, links in the description down below. What do you think of the LeEco Le2 Pro? Leave a comment down below with your thoughts. Like the video if you liked it, and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you for watching. By the way, when you turn off the phone, it gives a very sort of creepy message. I'm getting smarter every day. That's kind of a bit scary.